Welcome to week 12 of Big Sur Marathon training. It's a gloomy as fuck day here in New York City. We're gonna go run some errands and I'm gonna go pick up the book for this video. We had a very dismal, boring 8-mile run today in the rain. Really no notes there. Massage later, which I'm so excited about. I feel like sitting on a plane fucked up my back in some weird ways. And then that's the start of the week. So let's go to Barnes & Noble and pick out a book. Hi everyone, it's later on a Wednesday. I'm gonna make an effort for this YouTube video to actually chronologically tell you what the fuck's going on versus have to think. So I went and I got the book. I got a book by Naomi Klein. It's called Doppelganger. It's about climate. She writes about gender issues. She writes about economic issues. This book is a lot about technology. I had to do some design work for the collection that I'm working on and doing some scheduling for photo shoots, which is super exciting. Then I went and I got a massage because I feel like the plane fucks up my body every time I fly. And I had extra class pass credits because it's almost the end of February, which is insane. Did some more content, threw in some laundry. That's pretty much it. And then I have a call with Hoka tomorrow, sort of about the future of my partnership, which is really fun. You guys like when I tell you about brand deals and stuff? I feel like I never know if I should mention that or not, because probably not that interesting. Who knows? Tonight I'm going over to cook with someone and we'll talk to you tomorrow. How about that? Privacy era. Oh, YouTube, new angle unlocked. I feel like this is an odd one because it's looking up at me, but I'm kind of tall, so you guys don't fit anywhere else in my apartment. But just got back from the gym. It's a Thursday in New York City. Gonna get on a call with a few brands that I work with. I had one with Planet Noosa yesterday, Hoka today, Athletic Greens today. Pretty chill day overall. I have to do a lot of stuff for taxes and money, which I do not like doing. I had a thought today earlier when I was trying on a skirt because I wanted to see how these new heels I got fit. And it's National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. For those who don't know, I had an eating disorder when I was 17, and I think recovery is a very difficult process. It's not linear. It's not just you gain weight and you get over it. And certainly for me, I relapsed a little bit, but I think what grounded me to stay recovered was what I was doing to my health. I think eating disorders can come from a place of vanity, of wanting to look a certain way because of the pressures that are placed on women. And the only thing that really pushed me to stay recovered was realizing that I was sabotaging my future self. I want to be able to walk when I'm older. I want to run marathons for a long time. I want to be able to hold my grandkids one day. The real thing that keeps me recovered from going back to my eating disorder and those bad tactics that I was doing is realizing that those things are sabotaging my future self and my future chance at life. I live a long, healthy life, and if I don't fit into certain clothes, I just need to buy new ones and realize that the weight that I'm at now is where my body needs to be. And also my physical performance is better. As I've said in these videos, my running continues to improve. I take the pressure off myself of eating so perfectly and eating so little. Now that I eat ice cream every single day and I don't care as much, I still care. I still eat a lot of nutrient dense foods, but I don't care about tracking any of that and my body. And if I gain a pound or whatever, I haven't weighed myself in years. And I'm finally seeing the benefits of just letting myself live. And I think if you're in a tricky point with eating disorder recovery, I definitely ebbed and flowed with it, was good for a few months, then I went backwards, thought I had to lose weight again, and it's really exhausting. And once you get yourself out of that idea that I have to be in this toxic cycle, life just starts happening. So I'd encourage you guys to really journal and reflect during this week. If you've gone through it, if you haven't gone through it, I feel like most women have some sort of disordered eating or have had those thoughts or body image issues, which is unfortunate. So you're not alone. Reach out to a friend. It's more common than you think. I'm gonna go eat some protein after the gym. And then I'll get on my calls for the rest of this Thursday. I normally never pick up my camera at night if you haven't noticed, but I feel like I should show you my wind down routine. So first of all, I'm a little bit stoned. I went on a walk, smoked a little bit. I don't smoke a lot. I feel like a few of you have also asked me if I have a preference on edibles and smoking, as a runner with my lungs. I don't smoke a lot because smoking anything is probably not good for your lungs, even though it's not nicotine. So that's why I prefer edibles. And then also just smoking a joint in the morning is kind of aggressive. I'm just I just want a little gummy just to get on the road. We're back, we're more cozy. Next step in the routine, if you don't know, I'm a morning girly. You probably already know that by now, but that means that Thursday night, I'm trying to get prepped for Friday morning, and I start off my mornings with a run. I like to lay out what I'm gonna wear in the morning. Sometimes that changes, it doesn't really matter. Lay out my watch, make sure my headphones are charged, make sure my Whoop is charged. I can just roll into my morning routine. I'm gonna go make a Sleepy Girl mocktail with some magnesium, tart cherry juice, all the things. Actually, I'm out of tart cherry juice. Need to go grocery shopping tomorrow. But I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna read the book in my Normatec recovery boots. Right here, now these are expensive, I'm very aware, they're like $800. I worked with Hyperice for like 6 months, and so part of the partnership was I got gifted the boots, which I'm very grateful for because I just put them on and sit in bed, and you're getting this compression therapy that really helps speed up the recovery process as a runner. So I love them. I use them every single day. Tomorrow we have a speed workout. Saturday we have run club. Sunday I'll have 16. So busy next few days of running, making sure I'm taking care of my body. Morning everyone, it's a Friday. We have 6 miles to start off our day. That was my ankle cracking. It's coffee, weed. We did our dynamic warm up. Tomorrow we have run club with Hoko, which I'm super excited about. So sick of the weather being so irregular because of climate change. Like I was looking at my old videos and I had a photo a few weeks ago in shorts. Now it's 30. The other day it was 20. Snow, rain. I just like can't mentally feel like we're moving forward in the year. I feel like we're still stuck in December. Anyone else? Let me know in the comments below. Hi everyone, it is a Sunday morning. I'm doing my long run today. We had Hoko Run Club yesterday and it was an amazing turnout. Apparently 440 people RSVP'd on Tuesday and it was probably like over 150, so it was super crazy, and it was also rainy, so I was overwhelmed and just very shocked by how many people showed up. So happy, so grateful, and really excited for the year ahead. I have 16 miles right now. Somehow the weather has turned around and it's beautiful outside. It's like hot, everyone's outside. It feels like the first day of spring. I have no pacing goals today, so I'm just gonna enjoy the sun and soak it up, and I'll talk to you guys later today. I'm feeling in a good place for running in the marathon. The marathon's a little under 2 months away, so we have a lot to look forward to, a lot of running to do, and I'll talk to you when I finish up. I also drink an off-field before today's run. This has 5 milligrams of THC, some CBD, electrolytes, L-theanine, really good bev. Hello everyone. It is a Monday afternoon. We're gonna go get 8 miles done. Now I had my long run yesterday. We had run club on Saturday, long run on Sunday. I don't really know why I'm showing you this angle. 1 second. As I was saying, we had run club on Saturday, long run on Sunday, so my body's a little bit beat up. My legs started to feel pretty heavy on the back portion of my run yesterday. Nothing like an injury, but just sort of fatigue. I could definitely feel like my legs were heavy, but it is good to get to that point where you are training and running on heavy legs, as they say, because that might be what race feels like, so you just gotta get used to it. Little almost like horns with my ringlets right now, but we're feeling good. I had a very fun weekend, a very busy one. I'm a little bit sleep deprived. Tuesday. This is going to be the last little running clip I have of the video. Yesterday I read some of the book. I did some cupping on my calves just because they're pretty tight. I have this at-home cupping kit by Within. It's really nice if you have a small area of your body that hurts and you can kind of target it and like put a CBD lotion and then the cups on. Today I had a little bit of a shitty run, and I wanted to talk about that because shitty runs happen more often than good runs. And that's not to discourage people from running and saying that running is shitty, but it's really hard to get everything to connect on a run. You know, your music, your body, your brain, like you not freaking out about the distance or how much time you have left or other problems in your life or freaking out about your body acting up. And it's very rare that you have those good runs where everything clicks, or the weather too, like it's pouring rain right now. There's a difference between injury and pain, which I've talked about before. It's very individual to learn that. But my legs were so heavy and I kept having to remind myself, like, this is what race day might feel like. You know, your legs might feel heavy at mile 20. How are you going to push through that? What are you going to tell yourself when that happens? And so when you learn to run on tired legs, it not only improves your physical capacity, like your aerobic capacity of learning to push through hard times, but it helps you a lot mentally. You have to learn to talk to yourself. You have to learn to troubleshoot and problem solve and kind of do some mental math on how you're going to get through like 4 more miles or something like that. So really lean into it. It's definitely normal to have bad runs. Like, don't feel discouraged if that happens for you. But I think the beautiful thing of yesterday when I was running and it was shitty, you know, I still was doing it. I still was running. I still am at a point where I'm almost running 50 miles a week. This upcoming week will be my first 50-mile week, which I'm very excited about. And that's something that was not even possible or imaginable to me a few years ago. 50 miles in a week. I was maybe running 10 miles a week. And for me to run 8 miles and that to be a typical training run, when you run and when you run often, you become a better runner. It's just about getting out the door, getting the miles done, however that happens. If you need to stop, if you need to go to the bathroom, if you need to check your phone, however you get those miles done is going to improve your aerobic capacity, how well your lungs can adapt when you're doing an activity like running, and like how your body can hold up during that time. The only way you get better is through. The only way you get better is by running and running more. Obviously not running too much because I did that and it led to a stress fracture. So make sure you're not increasing your weekly mileage by more than 10% a week. You might be super eager to just ramp up the mileage, but you want to go slow so you don't have any injuries come up and you can monitor your body and just really progress over time. Really beautiful to finally see the results of something you've been working for. And yeah, I'm gonna go on my run. Let me know if you have any music suggestions. If you guys want my running playlist now that I'm back listening to music, it's called Hoka Girl on my Spotify. It's just my name. I'll link it below in this YouTube video. But happy week 12, and I'll talk to you when I'm done. Good morning, everyone. It's a Wednesday. I'm about to head out on my speed workout of the week, but I was just clearly crying, if you can't tell. Grief. It's a bitch. It comes up when you're not expecting it. One of my friends, Carl, who loves going to Paris, shout out Carl if you're watching, I gave him a hat from my dad that was a Hard Rock Cafe Paris hat, and he just sent me a video going to the Hard Rock Cafe in Paris in the hat, and it just really made me think about my dad's death and the time that's passed, and like just so many emotions that I don't want to bore you guys with. I know it's not boring you with, but I really think about that day. I think about the fact that I don't feel like I got real closure with my dad and really saying goodbye. I think about my mom and, you know, the trajectory of my mom's life now. I think about the marathon and how I wanted him there. But overall, I think the one wound that really fucks with me because of my dad's passing is just I have this overwhelming, nagging negative belief that I'm gonna lose everything. I'm gonna lose people in my life. I'm gonna lose this job. I'm just gonna lose this quality of life. I'm gonna lose my mom. And some of these things are inevitable, but it's just really heavy. I feel on edge some days. I just feel anxious. Like, what's gonna be the next thing that falls through, you know? There's been some other personal stuff with my family that hasn't really gone well, like around my dad's passing, before and after, and so I think we're just looking for a break. And I think for me, I've just been so focused on trying to stay healthy, you know, stay committed to the goals that I've set for myself, one being this marathon, but one being just being a kinder person, you know, being more compassionate, choosing to give love to people even if they don't deserve it, and just choosing to see the good things, because it's really easy for me to go down the negative lane, and I don't want to, you know, self-sabotage anything in my life. I don't want to create negative outcomes, and I've just been trying to reconnect with that. I felt kind of uninspired by social media lately. I feel like I read a book a few weeks ago about algorithms, and it just made me think like how much of my posting is for the algorithm, because that's kind of the nature of it. Like, you want to be creative and post what you want, but then at the same time, like, if no one sees your content and you spend all this time on it, it fucking sucks. So you have to do like clickbait shit. You have to do flashy content. And like, I've entirely stopped sharing about my personal life on TikTok for privacy, just because people are malicious with that stuff and then pry deeper and deeper, and it's not fun to be like on this weird like pedestal with people throwing tomatoes at you. So I've just been basically talking about running, which I think you guys know, but it doesn't feel inauthentic, but I just feel kind of stuck. Like, I don't know what parts of myself I want to put on the internet anymore. And I'm 25, and so obviously that's changed, you know, since I was 21, just like shit posting, and like now I have different visions for myself and kind of how I want to see like my work in social media develop with that. And also running, I've started to take much more seriously too, so that's changed me as a person and like how I live my life. And I don't know, I feel like the past few weeks I've just been so giddy happy, and now I think I've been back a little bit depressed, to be honest. It's not like I've been hiding it, I just don't really know how to bring it up, or if it's valid to bring it up on the internet, and so I just kind of retracted from, I think, like, daily posting on TikTok. And surely I'm very grateful and very happy. Like, I'm grateful that I have a healthy body, I'm grateful that I have this apartment, I'm grateful I have my family, but there's certain things where I'm just, like, anxious as fuck about, and I just feel like getting a little down in the dumps. So I'm gonna try to just shake off my brain and rewire me to be more positive and talk to myself nicely and just realize like I only can control so much and I only can be myself, and if people don't like me then that's okay, even though you want people to like you. I don't know. Let's go run 10 miles today. This is one of my weed brands that I love with running. They make this beverage that has THC, CBD in it, 5 milligrams. It also has other things like L-theanine and electrolytes, so it's truly made for a runner. It's made for you to feel that runner's high. Hello everyone, it's a Wednesday. I'm fresh out of the shower and we're gonna talk about the book for this video, Doppelganger by Naomi Klein. If you don't know Naomi Klein, she's one of my favorite authors. She writes a lot about capitalism, disaster capitalism. She writes about climate change. She writes about systems and how they all intersect and work together. I find her writing to just be very clarifying. Like, you know, when you have an intuition or an idea about how the world works or some sort of historical issue, she really is able to point at unfair things in the economy, how neoliberalism has ruined America, etc. And I was pretty hesitant to pick up this book once I first heard it was released. I think it was released in 2022 or maybe 2023. I thought this book was just literally about her doppelganger, which the book is about a little. I don't know, there's someone named Naomi Wolf who is also a writer, philosopher, etc. But Naomi Wolf has become very right-wing. A lot of people have started to confuse Naomi Klein and Naomi Wolf just because their names sound pretty similar and they touch on some of the same themes. Klein talks about how Naomi Wolf is a little bit of her doppelganger and she gets confused for her, and it's really frustrating because Naomi Wolf is peddling COVID conspiracies, is extremely homophobic, racist, etc. And Naomi Klein has to sit there and watch her legacy as a writer and as a philosopher sort of get tarnished. She talks a lot about digital identities and how we have to present a certain way to the world and to the internet. One of Naomi Klein's really famous books called No Logo talks about the creation of personal branding and how that's going to take over everything. Before the era of the influencer, this is before we kind of have become personal brands on TikTok and Instagram, and this is something that I think about a lot. I am a face for brands. I'm a personal brand myself. The book talks a lot about COVID and COVID conspiracies that come up and wellness misinformation, which is something that I'm really passionate about talking about. There's this weird horseshoe theory with like so-called hippie wellness people that are saying that the vaccine is toxic and it's this anti-government charade, and it's kind of aligning with right-wing. And Naomi Klein talks about diagonalism, which I find to be a really helpful framework to understand why, let's say, you know, the voters that are voting against their interests when it comes to voting for someone like Trump, like why they're there. And she talks about affect and politics and how that informs which groups we align with. Liberals and Democrats like fucked up the pandemic response. People felt like the government didn't care about them. People take it on themselves to learn their own information. They go to rabbit holes on the internet, and that's where like conspiracy can come in. Naomi Klein does a really good job talking about conspiracies and why they have so much power and how you can stop people from going down those rabbit holes. She also talks a lot about her disabled son, which I did not know about, and this I think is her first time speaking about it. She talks about the politics of how we treat disabled people in America and where the politics of affect and care leaves out disabled and marginalized people. It might be my favorite book I've read in the year so far, just because it does apply a lot to my personal life as a content creator and how I think about myself as a personal brand and like what feels icky and what feels right to post online. Also, when she talks about disability justice and when she talks about COVID and how that is reshaped our world and what the left needs to do better. She talks about Palestine in the book. She talks about offering people an optimistic vision of the future versus just playing into the system we have. So if you're looking for a book that's really timely and of the moment we're in, if you feel like you're looking at the upcoming election, or you're looking at COVID, or you're looking at what's going on in Palestine and you just feel like you don't have words for it, this book is really helpful and I highly recommend you check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.